Hey guys, it's Karisah or Pure Beauty 911. So today I'm going to be doing a video on how to survive middle school. And I know I've been wearing this shirt 3 times in 3 of my videos. That's because I did 3 videos today. So let's just go ahead and get started. I'm in 8th grade, by the way. I'm 13, and then on April 11th I'll turn 14. But middle school has been a great experience for me. It's a lot of work, so I hope to prepare you guys in this guide. So number 1, you always want to make sure that you double check everything, and I mean everything, because teachers don't baby you like they did in grade school. They just say, do you have your homework? And if you say no, they say, okay, and they mark down a big fat 0. They don't say, oh, well, do you want me to call your parents and ask them to bring it up, or anything like that. They just mark down a 0. So you want to always double check that you have your homework at the end of the day, you have any important papers that your mom has to sign, that you study for a test if you need it, and that you always have an agenda where you write down everything and everything that you have to do, because that's the thing that will impact, your grades. I have my agenda right here. It's I'm going to cover up the name of my school, but it just looks like this, and basically I have my school schedule right here. But then also I have my agenda page right here, and I write down like everything that's in here. Everything that's in here I have to do. So you can see I've circled all the stuff on the dates that's homework, like study Spanish, go over social studies, homework 185 to 204 in the book Thief, and then also homework 2 worksheets for math. So I just write down everything in this journal, everything. So whatever's in this journal is whatever I basically have to do. Okay, so the second thing that you want to make sure you remember to do is always listen in class. And I know it's kind of hard because in class it gets boring, it does, but you always want to make sure you up here listening even if you're daydreaming. And I only daydream when I already know what I'm doing, or if they're going over questions that I already know. So that's only when I daydream, but you want to make sure you listen in class. You want to make sure you take notes, because when you have a test you can just look at those notes and that will be your study guide. And you want to make sure that you highlight your notes so you can highlight any important facts, and if bored you can just decorate your notes while the teacher's going over stuff. That's one of the tips that I do, and listening in class is a key to a good grade. Number 3, make sure you bring these things to class: paper, pencil, your agenda, any homework that you have, and a straight book that you get from the library, from Schuler Books or whatever, because sometimes you'll be waiting in class for like 10 minutes while the teacher's waiting for other kids to finish. So you just want to make sure you're reading a book. Like in my school, we're working on reading the book Thief, and she gives us like 40 pages a night to read because it's like a strict school. So I just bring that book everywhere I go so I can have it to read if I'm already finished with any of the homework that the teachers assign. Number 4, space out your homework. I remember in 6th grade I used to be so unprepared. I was just like, oh my gosh, like seriously, I had no idea what I was doing. I didn't know how to space out my stuff, so I was kind of like a nervous wreck. I didn't know what I was doing. So space out your homework and don't get worked out and stressed out, because if you can't do something, you just talk to the teacher and ask them if they have any suggestions for spacing out your homework. Like if I have 20 note cards to study, I'll study like 5 each day for the next 4 days. You want to make sure you don't get stressed out, and that you at least have an hour a day for free time and for relaxing. While I'm talking, I'm just going to go ahead and plug in my computer because it's low on batteries, and my voice is kind of sore on the downside because I've done like 10 takes of each video, so you can imagine how much talking that is. Okay, number 5, if you don't take a test, if you don't ace a test, retake it. Don't be afraid, because it's really not about if you're afraid to take it. It's about going out in the hall, making a big scene of taking it. It's just kind of scary to me, but I have to remember, do I want a good grade, and do I want to be able to go on an East Coast trip with my class at the end of the year? Do I want to have a 4.0? Then I gotta retake it. You understand where I'm coming from? I'm kind of like your mentor at the moment. Number 6, remember to eat a healthy breakfast. You need to make sure you have your grain. You need to make sure you have your milk, a fresh fruit, and a vitamin. I sound like your mother right now, but for grain, I have usually some cereal or a piece of a bagel. For milk, I drink milk and water. And for fresh fruit, I usually have pomegranate or grapefruit. And then the vitamin that I take is Flintstone gummies. It's pretty nasty, but I used to take tea one a day, but it made me sick, so. Number 7, be friendly to everyone. And it's good to be on good terms with everyone, even people you don't like or you don't share interests with, because I remember one time I wasn't in good terms with anybody in my Spanish class, and I needed the homework for that night, so I couldn't call any of those friends last year. So I had to, I decided this year to be nice to everybody, and even if you're not familiar with people, go up and talk to them, because the more people you're on good terms with, the more people you'll have to socialize and connect with. And you can get a bad reputation if you're mean to everybody. So I have a few tips to prepare you guys. If you have a locker hogger, now the lockers at my school are really really small and tiny, and they're right next to each other. So if you have a person who's right in your space, you can ask them politely to move. That's the first step. Just say excuse me, and if they keep doing it again, make sure you get there before them. Or if you can't do that, just go up to one of your homeroom teachers or the principal and say, listen, I have a person who's always hogging the space, and you guys will figure out something in compromise. Number 10, if you have a stalker, if you have a person who wants to be your partner every single time, just step number 1 is to be nice about it. Say, oh, I'm sorry, I already have a partner, she's over there, I'm sorry, even if you don't, because you don't want to end up being with one person your whole life, because you want to make new friends and connect with other people too. Or you can tell them that you would like to work alone. That's always a good option. But remember, the key is to be nice about it, because you could get on bad terms with that person. Now, if you have a person, number 11, if you have a person that's always asking you out or asking if you want to date or whatever, if you don't want to, just say, listen, you're a really good person, but I can't be anything more than friends right now. Or the thing that I always say is, I'm not into dating right now, and they just leave you alone. It's that easy. So I hope you guys enjoyed my tips, and I will see you guys later next time. And thank you guys. I'm almost at 2,000 views, so thank you for that. Love you guys. Bye.